Okay, we're good.
Yeah. All right, we've got 8 people in so far. We are ready to draw.
All right, sorry, it's super, like, the screen is so bright. I was like, okay, hold on, let me dim my screen. God, it's so bright. Hey, everybody. We have been insanely busy today, Ella and I, so we are just kind of, there's so much going on.
Mm.
How is how's the music for you guys? Ella said it was good on her end. I want to make sure it's not too loud.
We should start each stream with a level of busyness from like 1 to 5 and
Yeah.
rank where Hero Helix Studio is in that ranking.
Today was
I would say we're
insane.
at a 6. Yeah,
Yeah.
like 7.
Today was really an insane day. So, and there's so much going on, and it's exciting, but it's like overwhelming. So, uh, anyway, well, hello everyone. We're just gonna give people a few minutes to come in. I don't know, did it make the announcement that we went live on Discord?
Mhm.
It did. Okay. Uh, it's good to see everyone today. I hope that you guys are having a great start to this holiday week. Um, it is hot as hell in Texas right now, like oppressively hot. Like every year I act surprised that it's hot, and it's like I've been living here my whole life, and I don't know why I can't accept this. Like that it's like 1,000 degrees outside.
Yeah, for those of you who are not American, we have our holiday of 4th of July this week on a Thursday, so it's the middle of the week. So Chris and I are going to attempt to take the afternoon off. We will see how that goes.
We'll see. We'll see how that goes. It's like it might as well work. It's so bad outside, hot outside.
Mhm.
So, anyways, well, it's great to have all you guys here. So, we're going to continue this Let's Draw series that I've been doing. And today we're going to draw Kazuo. And he's a fun one to draw. And the good thing is that the things that you guys have learned in the previous videos, you can apply here to drawing Kazuo. And you know, there's a particular style I use to draw people, and you can kind of like use that and then build your own, you know, around that. So, do you have your paper ready, or your? I know
Yeah,
Ella does. You have your.
I'm ready.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm actually excited. I was nervous, I think, for the last two, and this one, I don't want to get overconfident, but I'm feeling good. I've got a smaller pencil this time that has lead and is like sharpened, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
You did really good last time, though. Like the last ones are really
Thank you.
cute. Like you did a cute job. So, um, anyway, so let's switch the view. Can you guys see our little reference here?
Yes.
Okay, so Kazuo using the disciplines that I showed you guys before, it's very similar to drawing a Hugo or Marco or any kind of teenage character. Typically has a similar kind of construction in their head, unless they have different noses or different, you know, you can apply different noses, different eyes, different whatever. So what I've been teaching you, like I said, you can apply going forward on this. So I put them in black and white instead of the colors this time because I thought it's easier for you to see the lines from the
Mm.
reference this way. And there's just something about the black and white. And you know, I've got his color. We're not going to be coloring today, but I just thought I'd show you that he has his own color official color palette on here as well. But something that we should pay attention to when we're drawing Kazuo is that, you know, it's for him, it's really all about the intense eyes and eyebrows. Like his eyebrows are just like heavy and they're fun to draw.
Hmm.
And also his teeth. His teeth, actually in the next book, he's described as having teeth that are so white, how did I put it, Ella? I've got it right here. Hold on. I got to read you the description because I actually have it here in his internal wiki. So you guys can understand like how his teeth are really a character of their own. He's described. Hold on, I got it. Just hang on. Got it in here somewhere. Oh, here we go. His teeth were so white, so shiny, so perfect that they appeared somewhat mechanical, contrasting with his sallow, clammy skin. So that's how he's described in the next book. And so the teeth play a big part in his character design. So just pay attention to that. And also his hair. Now his hair has gotten bigger as I've developed his character. It's gotten wilder and bigger, and it's a lot of fun to draw because it's not as complicated to draw as Hugo or Marco's hair, but there is nuance to it. And some other things that you should pay attention to if you're drawing Kazuo is that he's got a couple of details that we need to remember, like we've got here. Oh, wrong tool. We've got his earrings, which are actually his toruses. He's an escape artist too, so his toruses are double flared gauged earlobes that he has, and so they're a special kind of torus. The other thing to know is he's got these beads that he has hanging from his left wrist. Is another important detail, and he's got band-aids all over his fingers. So you'll see band-aids all over his fingers in his design. So these are some of the key things to remember. Oh, also, he's got kind of like these like little stubble, like as if he can barely grow a beard, right? So he's just got like every now and then I usually put like 2 or 3 of those out when I draw him. And actually there should be a band-aid up here, but so you can kind of notice where that is. A little more controlled view of him. Okay, so let's get started drawing him now that we've got that pointed out. So we're going to pull out, let me get a color here. Okay, so we're going to draw just a 3/4 view. Make sure that you guys can see that. Okay. Okay, so let's start with, again, to make it simple for you guys, we're gonna start with that 3/4 view.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'll tell you what, Ella, you get to pick the direction his face head is turning today. Which way? Do you want a profile? Do you want a forward? Do you want a 3/4? Do you want him looking up, down? Like, what do you want?
I don't know. What would be the best to get like a good representation? You know, because we've done the 3/4 twice now.
So one of the most difficult ones is always to draw the forward looking, like looking straight on. It's actually very difficult for people if you're just starting, because there is a magic to drawing that properly without doing a Gemini effect on each side.
Right.
So I always find that the 3/4 is always the easiest because that's just like you can see a part of everything.
Yeah.
Let me just do 3/4 then, because
let's just do 3/4. That's what I'm good at. That's what I know I'm comfortable with.
Okay, let's do it. And by the way, hey everyone, I'm sorry I didn't get to say hi like to everyone specifically. I'm seeing we got friends coming in here, and hey Gabriele, he's joined us late at night. We're just doing some. Okay, so we start off with the cube. Now, remember, when we draw the cube, I don't want you guys to get like so caught up with the cube being like, it's meant to be a guide. It's not meant to be like a cage, right? Because if you use it too strictly, your characters become like wooden. Okay, they become very stiff, and you don't want that. You want it to look natural. So, you know, as always, if we're just doing 3/4, we've got the, you know, the center line of the face.
I always make the back cube, the like one on the left, like too big.
And
Every
that's okay.
time.
Just shrink it. Like here, I probably made mine too big too. You know, if I erase it a little bit, it's not like I'm not guilty of that either. But you can shrink it a little bit, and it's just meant to be a light guide, right? Because when I reduce it now, you'll see that I'm going to make it super light in the background. Another thing to remember is that the that Kazuo, these teenage, well, they don't all follow the same proportions because, you know, everyone doesn't look the same. But Kazuo, Hugo, and Marco follow a similar facial structure in terms of their like proportions of their face. So remember, we had that it's divided into thirds. And so if we divide this cube into thirds, just so we have, I'm going to put these kind of dotted lines here. This is where generally where his forehead is going to be, the top of his hairline, I mean. And then right here is generally, oops. You don't have to do this. I'm just showing you. This is generally where the bottom of his mouth is and where his jaw ends right there, right? So we've got this general guide. So I'm going to dim this a little bit so we can kind of see it in the background. I'm going to start drawing him on top. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw his skull. Oh, I forgot to draw the ear. Hold on. The ear goes here. Remember, it's always on the back. You connect from the back of the this line right here. This is the ear line right here. This line right here. This is where the ears connect. So you go to the bottom left quadrant is where your ear goes. I'm just kind of drawing the general shape of his head here. And see, I think I've even done what Ella was talking about. I made my square my cube too wide, so it probably should be more like here. Yeah, I made mine too. Let me shrink that. See, we're all capable of making that mistake.
I'm sorry if I'm not reading your comments. I'm very focused this time. I'm highly, highly focused because I keep getting better each time, and so like I have to continue to get better. You know, like I can't plateau.
That's right. So you see, now we've got this now because of where the cube is right now. This line right here, this line, that's basically if your face has a plane, right? Like your face is like your head is round, but it has planes. It's not a completely round head. It's got planes. So it helps you determine where the plane, because for me, the front plane of my face ends about here, right? Like where my eyes are. Because you see what my hairline is here?
Yeah.
That's what this line helps you determine, is that this line right here helps you determine where where the eyes, the limits of where the eyes are.
Yeah.
On the face. So going back to this, I'm going to draw his hairline. Generally, so we know where it is. And generally where his cheek is. And then we start applying the where his nose and the contour of his face. So we kind of go like this. We know that his nose is generally about here. And then if you can see in the where the cube is, let me change the color of the cube here. You can kind of see where the guide is here, where I had put where his mouth, the bottom of his mouth is generally here. And this is generally the top of where his eyebrows are. You see? So you see the plane that I was talking about earlier? That's the plane of the face is here. And so now this side of his head over here where the ear and everything is, like it's your head is like a round box. I don't know how to explain it. And if you think of it that way, it helps you draw better. So Kazuo, his eyes are generally about this wide here. So I'm going to put these guides here so you can see where I'm doing it. And then, you know, he usually has this really mischievous look on his face, and it's usually with his eyebrows kind of always in this kind of, I don't know what you call this. This is like a, there's an attitude to his eyes that are there that he's like, it doesn't matter what you, it's like Kazuo is the type that it doesn't matter what you say to him. He doesn't, you could say things to him and he would not, like you could call him words. He's like sticks and stones kind of guy. Like say what you want, right? Like he doesn't care.
Yeah.
Let me adjust his face a little bit.
I forget that I'm on a live and I'm like, oh, I have to respond. Like genuinely like enjoying and like drawing. You ask me something, you're like, right? And I'm like, yeah, keep going. What?
You see, I'm going over here to make some adjustments to his face a little bit. I had made his face a little too. We got the nose. Let me think about his eyes for a second here. Now, his eyes are really important because I usually give him the most like eyeliner and the deepest dark circles around his eyes. And so when you do that, that's a super important part of his character design. He follows a similar, if you ever saw like, there's kind of the eye mask shape that is really familiar if you see something like, it's in every character, but it happens to be literally turned into a fashion feature in Robin from Batman. He's got the eye mask shape, and that shape is used in every character, but the genius of Robin's design is that it's kind of turned into this mask, which makes it really cool and highlights the eyes, because the eyes are the eyes. There's so much that the first thing you look at with someone is usually their eyes, right? And that's where you get all the a lot of information from someone from their eyes. And that shape around the eyes, that mask shape tells you a lot. You can read so much information. It's just like when a human, like when you see a person who's either shaved off their eyebrows or doesn't have eyebrows or whatever, it can be disconcerting because the eyebrows are also meant to deliver information to us they're an evolutionary tool that allows us to communicate as human beings with each other just through our eyebrows. And so they're visual cues. So doing that right is important too. So eyes here. Now the key to his eyebrows, I'm going to do kind of a second phase of this to kind of clean up his head in a second to show you something else. So then we're going to put he's got pretty beady eyes. Right? then I think I made his jaw a little too big. Gave him a Chad jaw. Hold on a second. So if we look at where his nose is here, when I do the guide for his nose and lips, if he were to have, this is kind of how I do the guide to know where the mouth is. He's not making that expression. That's just kind of where his lips would be. Right. Don't be afraid to erase like unnecessary stuff. That's just there to guide you or to make corrections. I mean, you see me, he's my character and I'm making corrections. And I think that's a fallacy that people need to get out of their heads, is the idea that I think there are very few artists who can actually just draw it with no mistake, right? Like, it's just hard. There's going to be certain days that you're going to be able to draw a character and be, you know, have no problem doing it. But, you know, just in general, you should feel it's okay to erase. That's super important. Okay, so see, because even here he's kind of even breaking out of the cube I set. So it's meant to be like a general guide. So you can kind of see his face here coming into view. This is like just shading in this area. You have no idea how much life this gives me. Oh, and the little detail here, you see how the eye bags, giving him kind of like, Kazuo should look like he hasn't slept in a week. That's my general rule with him. And if you can, when I do eyebrows, I'll do a little clinic just on eyebrows. But you see, I kind of put these little, lately I've been doing much more detailed eyebrows, and I put these little tiny hairs here, like the little, like, from this example, you can see the evolution of the eyebrows. So this was earlier eyebrows for Kazuo, but now I do them more like this, where you can have, it's broken into smaller shapes, and so you'll have pieces of his eyebrows that kind of create these really satisfying shapes. Where did he go? So when I do it, so if I were to draw his eyebrow over here on the side, if I were just to draw an eyebrow, it's like I'll generally start with a shape, something like this. It's usually like a triangle. There'll be another triangle like this, and then there'll be another triangle like this, you see? So you've got the main triangle, this one. Do you need me to draw that again, Ella?
No, I saw it.
Okay. So you got this triangle, and this triangle, and if you want to be extra, you can put a little one there too. So you see, once you've erased the lines that connect them, if I erase these lines here, and then I start putting in here some notches, you put little notches in there, see, like that? See, it starts coming alive. And then you just look for, like, there's a certain skill. Look, see how I did this here? I broke this line by putting a hair coming off the top like this. When you're selective about where you put the little detail lines, it goes from being a shape to being a full eyebrow. I don't know if you could hear my dog hacking up a lung in the background.
It's okay. My cat is also meowing, so
okay.
just the zoo over here, you know.
Oh, okay.
I want to do the eyebrows in detail. I might have to like do it separately because do
it on the side and just practice this, because if you see, once you color it in and you've got these little notches filled out and done, look at that. Oh, You'd serve that on a platter. Look at that. Mmm. That is a delicious eyebrow. Look at that. Look at that. See, with the little ridges. Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh. Shut off the stream. That's it.
That's it.
We're done. We got a delicious eyebrow. Because right under the eyebrow, you know, where the eye goes. I mean, if in this particular expression. You see, it's all like, I really learned that the detail in the eyes, there's a fine line between having too, at least in my style. Now, let me be clear. This is my style. Okay. I found that there's a fine line between too much detail and too little detail. And for me, enough detail is what you're seeing right here, which is like, you have the main eye itself. You have the, what's it called? The eyeliner here. And how you do that eyeliner on your own characters, you know, it's up to you. But this is just how Kazuo works. So you can see his eyeliner like this. Oh my God, what is happening? This beautiful eye. Oh my, I'm gonna need a cigarette after this. Oh my God. Look at that. Oh my gosh. I don't smoke and I don't condone smoking. It's a joke. Okay, it's a joke. In case everyone, suddenly we go into the wiki and people are like, and by the way, trivia, Chris smokes. I don't. I never smoked. Look at that eye. Oh, God. And then if we take this eye here and, you know, for where this is up here, do you see where this line is? Mm-hmm. Where the top of, that's generally where the eye mask is, the top of the end of it, the termination point. And then, thanks, Gabriele. I'm glad you like it. I'm very proud of this eye.
I didn't tilt my eyebrow enough, but it's okay.
It's okay. It's just
more subdued.
It's just for practice. Now,
and it's also hard. I can't fill my stuff in as much, so it just looks like a scribble.
Oh, I get it. It's totally fine. We're just having a clinic here. One thing about eyes, I need to like pick my words wisely here. I cannot stand. I'm sorry. I can't stand when the tear ducts are drawn in. Mm-hmm. Like I just can't deal with that. Like, I don't know why it drives me crazy. I've only seen it done effectively a few times, but it's for me, it's too much of a detail that's not even necessary. Unless you're doing some sort of like radical close up, you know? A tear duct is just like, it's just too much. I prefer to not do it. I've seen it on some characters in Demon Slayer that actually do it, that look pretty cool. But, you know, maybe one day I'll change my mind on it, but I don't know. Something else you should realize too when you're looking at the eyes. I'm sorry we've kind of like veered off Kazuo, but I want to show you the eyes are so important. Yes, Jessica, I just saw your comment, and yes, that's exactly why. If I were to draw behind, actually I should have drawn this a few minutes ago to show you, but when you draw the eye, you see here, you can see where his eyeball is, right? It's about here. Right? And so you can, hold on, drew that wrong. Eyeball's about here. Right? So that's where it is behind the skin. And so you can kind of generally tell where the eye is going. And, you know, because the eyelids and everything, of course, are on top of it. So if you ever need to, like, figure out the position of your character's face, of your eyes, you can use this method that we were doing over here with Kazuo's face. And I could have, if I wanted to, I could have drawn where the eyeballs are and then drawn over it to help figure out, you know, where the eyes are, but that's just up to you. It's just, I'm so used to drawing him that I don't need that. Okay, so we're gonna take this. So his head here has gotten a little wide. I need to make some corrections. And then off here, and we're gonna give him a
So that line that you did where you had the mouth, that kind of like kissy face, that's where his top lip is the top
yeah,
one?
so that's actually, I need to redraw it. Hold on. But yeah, that's where his top lip is. So it's usually, hold on, I'm not feeling this mouth. Hold on. Don't do what I'm doing yet. Let me get it right. I have minutes where this is not looking the way I want. Okay, let's try a different expression. Let's try a mad expression or a shocked expression. Irritated. Let's try that. Keep it together, Chris. Keep it together. Melting down over here. And I do the teeth kind of like this.
You said don't do it until I'm ready. I've been waiting.
Okay, go for it. God.
Okay. Sorry.
Dante, it's okay if your nose is like too pointed or too like you can always go back and erase it or adjust it. It's kind of like a nuanced thing. You know, Kazuo has this kind of shape to his nose. It's like not too extreme in either way. It's probably a little more pointy than Hugo's nose, but. And then I'm going to do a little thing on the side to show you how to draw teeth, but this is like, if I were to draw this is... So if I were to show you how I draw teeth, I'm going to go over here on the side and draw you some teeth. Let's say and here's the thing. Remember the second ago I showed you where the eyeballs are in the head? The same thing with teeth. When you draw teeth, you have to think about where they are in relation to the skull. So let me take another color here. If I were to take, you know, his jaw is generally here, right? So his jawbone would be here. And the top part of the jawbone is going to be like right here, right? And then you've got the eye sockets here. And then the nose, right? So when you draw the teeth, the alignment of where you place the teeth structurally has to make sense. It doesn't mean it has to be like very rigid, but structurally it has to make sense. So his teeth here, more like this. So his teeth extend all the way to back here, right? If I were to draw the shape of his teeth, they'd be like this. See? And then the bottom jaw has the teeth here. With a center line here. Spooky.
Spooky.
And then, so that's generally where you're gonna have the teeth. How that's gonna work. Now, I like to do when I draw the teeth, I love drawing. Oops. Where did my mouse go? Okay. I like drawing the gums a lot because the gums like give it like a certain character when you do it. So let me draw some teeth over here on the side and show you. So if I were to draw, oops, can't see that. This kind of expression, it's kind of this like snarky smile here. Inside my head, I'm drawing a center line right here to know where the front teeth are. And it's always where you get to your canines, there's like 4 teeth before you get to the canines, right? Mm-hmm. So where I decide where to draw the gums is usually starting with the canine, where the canines are. So if I drew a tooth here, oops, sorry, that's a little too wide. A tooth would go there, a tooth would go there, and then the canine starts right here, right? So this is where I would do the little Sharpie tooth right here on that side. And then the gum over here on this side would have that tooth. So that's how you know where to do the little, see over here, up here where I did it. That's generally kind of how I figure it out. Mm-hmm. But I like to carve the teeth out of a shape, draw a shape and then carve them out. A lot of it, whether you know it or not, you're doing sculpting in a way. That's why I'm showing you like the cubes and stuff, because you start with those general shapes and you start sculpting out the character out of those shapes. And that's what makes characters have a pleasing look, is because they look solid, because they've been carved out of a shape, right? Mm-hmm. Is that an mm-hmm that you believe me, or an mm-hmm that...
No, sorry. I'm looking at my Kazuo and I am thinking, is this the best or the worst that I've done? And I can't decide.
Wait, is it the best or what?
I tried to draw his gum and I thought, oh, those are braces, and so they came off.
Well, that's the magic. The great thing is that you have an eraser, so you can fix that. So going back here to his main drawing, we're going to adjust it, fix out these details on his face.
I think this is the worst mouth I've done, but the best overall shape.
Well, why don't you try a different expression?
Oh no, it's way too late. If I was on digital, I would say yes. It's really hard to erase and then get it back into any form that is pleasing.
Now with Kazuo, it's important that it's important when you do his gauges in his ears. Generally, I don't draw the earlobes except for Kazuo or characters who have earrings, at least in my style. So because he's got those heavy double flared gauges, he's got them right here. So you got to draw the earlobe, and then it's just as simple as drawing the gauge in there. Right, Boofy? I just saw your comment about it's fun to, if you ever think that something is wrong with your own drawing, whatever character it is that you're drawing, try to draw the skull over it. And I guarantee you 9 times out of 10, it's because something is wrong with your underlying structure. That will tell you everything. That's why you start, something that radically affected my ability to draw as a young artist was understanding structure. Like that made a huge difference to me.
Yeah.
And where my art got considerably better because of that attention to the underlying structure. Like, have you ever seen like, okay, let me use an Ella might, because Ella, you like to cook and bake, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm sure you've seen like a cake or something that is off kilter and looks wrong, right? Or you can just look at a cake and say, okay, there's something wrong with this cake.
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
Structurally. So when you look at it's the same thing. It's like the underlying structure tells you, and subconsciously, even if people don't know artistic like structures like this, subconsciously they can look at it and go, something's not right with this drawing, right? Because our brain is doing all the math to figure out how things work. If I were to make some little adjustments here, I might adjust. Like I'm looking at this and going, okay, his ear is off. It's way off. I need to move it. So I'm not going to hold this against you guys because I drew it wrong, but I would probably move it a little. What is wrong with this? Where did my mouse go? Okay. Sorry. I would probably put his ear a little more up here. Like this is probably more where his ear should go. I drew it a little too far down. Because generally the ear and the top of the eyes should line up together. So that's generally about right here. I won't hold that again. I will grade on a curve. Okay? I won't hold that against you guys.
Definitely drew it way too low, but that's okay.
See, Gabriele, when you look at his art, for example, you can see how the structure in his characters is so solid. We were talking about, he and I were talking about some art that we were comparing art styles, and I was looking through his design, and I was like screenshotting different parts of a drawing that he had shared with me and saying, I like how you do this, and I love how you do this. And we came to that realization that the reason that the anatomy he draws is so satisfying is because it's like shapes fitting together, like it's a structural, like as if you're holding one of those like little dolls that help you like make poses. Like you can see the structure below, and I love that. I look at it and I go, I can see it, and it feels solid. Like the character is like well built, you know. So, anyways, back to Kazuo. So we're here. We finished his face here. I've put the and sometimes what I'll do is I'll up here on the hold on, up here in the eye region, we'll even put a little detail here for the scowl. You know, you can put a little detail there if you want. So this is a not happy Kazuo. He is very angry that I screwed up his ear. Right? And then we're going to do his hair. Now his hair is fun because it's so big. And I'm going to advise that if you're going to draw his hair, to look at it. It's in a constant, it depends on what he's wearing and what he's doing, the shape his hair is going to take. If he has a hoodie on, usually the hair is like smashing the hoodie is smashing the hair in the back, but the front, it just pops out like a poof in the front. If he's in his noodle shop uniform, usually he's got that, like, his hair looks crazy but cool. Like it looks styled to look crazy but cool. You know, it doesn't look like bedhead. It looks like stylish bedhead. You know how some people can get away with that stylish bedhead look? That's kind of how I picture his hair.
Right.
You know? So when we do that, we have to look at it in two pieces. So in this particular drawing that I was doing a second ago, if we wanted to look at the two pieces, we've got kind of this like the rooster part of his head. I don't know what you call this, like his hair, this rooster thingy that sticks up. And then you've got the side parts here, which are their own characters, right? So what I would do with Kazuo here is I would generally like draw a shape, something like this as a guide. This is gonna, you know, finding where the center of his hair is, I would do something like this. to determine how big his hair is. And then over here, when we get to this side, this is where we're going to have kind of those flares. I don't know what else to call them. They're kind of like flares here on the side. So that's just to give you a guide. So when I draw him now, draw his hair, and we've got the little flare here on the side. And that center line is really important, because if you know where the center line is, you can connect a lot of things. Don't be afraid to identify this, because the center line can also be part of your design. And there's something just really aesthetically pleasing with that. So I sometimes work it into the hair. Like, for example, this, if I wanted to, I could kind of work that in like that. And as I start erasing things, so I'm going to erase the top of his head here, and you'll see that now it's looking a little more. And I take the guide away. Looks a little more like him. Not my best Kazuo, but good enough to show you how to do it. Let me fix this a little bit. Oh, thanks, Boofy. And then I just fill in his hair a little bit to make it dark. Oh, and we can't forget the little double, like little chin hair, like that. Oh, hey Josh, I didn't see you earlier. And if I were to
Okay, so he didn't look like Kaz until I put his hair in, and now he does.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if you know how to draw, if you have like the Flux Destiny style head, you know, like I draw, then all you have to do is swap out that's what I was saying. Once you know the character, you can swap out the hair, right? And it's a different character. I'm not a very nuanced character designer. So my stuff is very like Kazuo, Hugo, and Marco start off with the same base. And I add different details to them. Now, I wouldn't do that with every character. You know, there's certain characters that you could draw that would have more nuance to them. Like they might have a different nose. Like if I drew this, for example, let me draw a little example to show what a different nose would do. I could do, just to show you, if you gave him more of like a Roman nose, whoop, it completely changes his character. You could do that. It becomes a completely different character. You can see the change in the nose. So character design is up to what you want. Character design is really all about the proportions that you use and the size, the proportions and placement, all these things make a big difference. Yeah, Boofy, I saw your comment. I do too. I haven't done that in a long time. I used to do that a long time ago. Where you put the little extra line with the sideburns. I always like that too. So we've got Kazuo here. Destroys. We'll put him in his noodle shop outfit. Someone didn't get their order, so he's not happy about that. Did I get a smile out of Ella for that joke?
You did.
Did I notice a small smile?
And like a nose huff.
I think I was like, I did it. I knew it. It worked.
Okay, my Kazuo's chin is not correct, but the rest of it is okay. So we'll work on the shape of that.
Okay, we're gonna take a look at it. When you're ready to show me, you can show me, and anyone else who's brave to show. I think Dante sent last time his, and I didn't know it was going to mine. Dante, if you send it in, if you're still on and you're drawing too, let me know, because I missed your messages last time because I had my Discord on silent while we were on.
Mine doesn't look like yours, but he does sort of look like Kaz. So, I guess that's a win.
Mine is not the best Kaz either. So it's like I said, it's totally fine. If I were to make adjustments to this, like if I were to take this drawing and make adjustments to make it a little more like what I would feel Kazuo would look like, I would do a couple things. I would probably, like this eye on the left over here, I would move it a little. I would do. No, stop it. Like that. See, I would kind of. That's a little more. I think the eye was. There we go. That's a little more correct. And then what I would do is I would probably. You can see it's already looking a little different. And I think what I would do is I would probably change the shape of his head a little bit. But these are adjustments that if you're drawing digitally, you would make all artists do this. All artists make these adjustments, by the way. So it's not just you or me. All artists make some sort of adjustments when they're drawing. Oops. Sometimes it comes out great, and sometimes you have to just adjust things to make it look more like what you want. Anyway, so I'm ready to see some Kazuos. So what do we got?
Hold on, I'm finishing up.
You're finished.
I was debating whether or not I wanted to kind of shade the hair, and then I did. So, okay, I'm ready. I'm gonna take some pictures. It's so funny. My poor cat. He's wanting to get in. If you haven't seen our YouTube short for today, he's apparently like drunk with power of being a star. Our short today includes him.
That was a cute video, a cute clip you chose.
There are some eyeballs in this.
Oh, the uniform in the neck. Yeah, sure. Hold on. Sorry, I just saw. Actually, let me correct it really quick. Let me correct this neck. This uniform is too big. Should be more like this. little more how it should be. And then when he wears the uniform, it has a center, it has the center line here, and then it has the little latches here. And the 888 logo, and he's got his tag here that says Kazuo, his little name tag. All right, let's see what you did, Ella.
Wait. I fixed something. Okay. A new one. I've got a new one.
Well, while I'm waiting, I'm going to...
I was like looking at it and I was like, what is wrong with this? And then I realized what it was.
I'm going to do a little extra shading while I'm waiting for you. I don't know what is up with my mouse today. I cannot see it. Okay. Okay, you ready for me to show it?
Yeah, use the second one.
Okay. If my mouse will show up. That's cute, actually. That's cute.
You hate it.
I hate it. It's cute because I'm laughing because the orientation that it came in like this.
I know.
No, I'll fix it when I'm talking about the graphic itself. It's like up and down. I'm not laughing at. I'm laughing at your. Hold on.
I'm still getting. I need to just take their little heads and just like a couple of inches, because they're too straight on.
But look. If I overlay it, look. Is it that far off? Hold on.
A little.
Okay, maybe. Here we go.
It's a little scary when you do it like this.
Yes. See? And look at the eye.
That's okay.
See? It's okay. It's not
Yeah.
that bad. He's like, grrr.
Yeah, he's a little. His mouth is where I failed.
But that's really cool, though. I think you did a great job. It's not bad.
He looks better in person. It's the angle that I'm sitting at too. When he's angled down on my desk, he looks really good, and then I pick it up, and I'm like, oh, he's off.
Oh my god! Tell me about it. I have seen that before. I've done that too, where that drawing angle makes a huge difference in what
I need
you're
to
doing.
get an easel.
It makes a huge difference. So believe me, I get it. Anyone else want to share?
I don't see anything in the fan art channel.
Okay. That is totally fine. Mine will just say that Ella's is the definitive fan art version today. Oh, Gabrielle is drawing. Okay, let's see how he did it. You should be sleeping.
Oh my god.
What?
He posted it. I'm upset. I mean, I'm not. Upset. Like, it's very good.
It's not fair. You've got, like, the artists here doing this, so.
I know. Holy cow.
Let's see. You want to send it to me?
Yeah.
That's cute. Hold on. That's really cute. Look at this. Wait, oh, wrong one. So here's Gabriella's version. Let me do this a little so you guys can see. And I love how he did the hair in particular. Here. And look, you've even got the eye mask here. I want to color this. And look at this. This one's great.
You need a Flux Flux Destiny coloring book.
We do. I love this one. This shape right here is so satisfying. Hold on. I need to do what I do whenever he and I are always drawing is I'm always like pointing things out. Like this is such a satisfying shape. This right here. Oh, look at that. This. And then we've got the eye mask, which he was just saying how he starts with that. I think it's great. Look how awesome the eye masks look. So Ella, see, where did you go?
Okay, I've got another one. This one's from Dante.
Okay, let's see Dante's version. Also, Gabriele does the does his ears. His are more realistic looking than mine. He has a much more realistic style, which I think is really cool. But look, the shapes. Like shapes just drive me wild. Hold on. Okay, here's Dante. Let's look at Dante.
And I've got one coming in from Boofy too.
Okay, let's look at him. We've got Dante here. And look at that, Dante. Look, you're getting better. See, you're starting to get better. So all you'd have to do if you wanted to correct this is really just the placement of the eyes. Look, watch what would happen if I just move your eye. If I just move this eye a little bit, it'll make a difference. So if you just start, it's the structure of where the eyes and where the eyes fit, but otherwise you're doing really well. You were doing really well with this. I've been noticing with the different live streams. I'm glad that you've been sending them. Look at the teeth. Look how you got the teeth. Look at that. And look, the detail of the little chin hairs. See?
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right, let's see. Gabriele is putting lies in the chat. Not a talented artist, please. I'm the only one who can say that about myself. Okay. Oh, Boofy.
I know, right?
Let's see Boofy now.
I think Boofy got the closest to yours out of all of the ones that I've seen so far. The eyes, I think.
The eyes, yeah. Look at that. It's really well done. He has a really like very pretty like boxy curvy style that I always talk about, and so it kind of goes. It goes really well with it. That's better, probably better than my own drawing. It's what he drew. Yeah, it looks better. I think it looks better. That's funny. Very well done. Very, very well done. Very well done. Anyone else?
I don't see anybody else in the chat. I think that's the most drawings that we've had up on the screen.
Okay. Well,
that like participated during the stream.
You guys really did awesome today. And just when you do what I do, which is you look at how other people draw, and you study what makes their drawings appealing, right? Like you see the eye masks here. You see, like, I think Boofy, one of his really great talents is that he does. Oh, you want to see him all? Sorry.
Josh is our recorder. He's got to see all of it.
Who's that? What's that?
I said Josh is our recorder. He's got to take pictures.
Oh.
Put him up on the fridge.
What I think, it's okay, and that's where you use Dante when you use the lines, like I was showing you earlier. If you know where to place the lines, on the head. And you don't have to use the cube, by the way. If you're not comfortable with the cube, I don't think Gabriele, for example, uses the cube. He and I were talking. I don't think he uses that particular. I only use it in certain. I don't use it in all instances either. I sometimes just go straight for drawing. When I did that Hugo and what's his name, Guba drawing, I didn't use the cube for him. But just sometimes it helps. Or if, for example, if you go up here, if I were to just draw Kazuo from scratch, just using this, I mean, I could easily draw his I'll take that same expression and I'm gonna draw it just with a sphere. And do this. But see, in my head, I can see the cube. Right? Like I can see where it is. And so I can kind of like map it out. But if you use so you don't have to. You can totally go circles first. You don't have to. You don't have to use the cube. You know. Oh, you use the circles like I was doing here. Hey, this is, you can do that. You don't have to use the cube. And the key is to get like loose with your drawings. Like if you get super stiff with everything, everything will get stiff. Your drawing will look stiff. You see, I'm just going at it over here. Yeah, I didn't use a cube at all. I just went for it.
I definitely think the cube is good practice. But if you can get to this point, I think that better sketches come out from the loose, because
Yeah,
then you have the cube in your head,
exactly. I think once you kind of understand the general construction, it becomes kind of subconscious. So that's why I usually teach with the cubes to start, because it helps you kind of know where everything goes, right? And
Yeah.
then you can decide whether or not you want to do that. It's really up to you. And whenever I sketch for the purpose of, my sketches have just gotten really dirty, and are not in that way, in the cleanliness way of how I do it. I'll do it super dirty like this, and then when I go over and clean it, so let me show you when I go and clean it up what that looks like. So here he's kind of doing this like, what did you say, Faze? So if I were to take this now and go back over it with the general guides there, And I usually make the corrections as I go. I struggle sometimes because whenever I see artists who do, like, going back to the ears, like Gabriella does these the more realistic ears, and sometimes I want to do that kind of stuff, and I find myself always reverting back to my like little trademark ears that I do. It definitely ups the realism factor when you do that. I think Boofy did that in his too. So I drew this generally, pretty fast. But you can see.
Okay, I'm starting to get it.
Butterfly ears. Aww. Which out of all my learn to draws, which one had my favorite fan art? Oh, you mean drawing with? No, I'm not going to say that. I don't want to like. I don't want to say that. I don't want to like. I don't want people to be like. I think it was. I don't want to say because I don't think that I'm like judging their art right now.
It's me. You can just say that it's me. It's all right.
It's Ella's. It's Ella's.
You're just proud of me.
I'm super proud of you.
Okay, I followed along with this little sketch too, and this one looks like Kaz for sure.
What? Oh, you followed with the new one I did?
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's see. I did hear the. You can already see the difference here. And see, I didn't use a cube at all in this, so it's really up to you. Normally, like here, these lines here on the neck, these kind of connect up, these tendons go up to the ears. And then here's the center line where his chest is. The butterfly ears, I'm never going to be able to stop calling them that now. Boofy has a way of like changing my whole vocabulary. Whoops. All right, let's see what you did, Ella.
Okay. This is a very quick sketch.
Oh, I forgot his little chin hairs on.
Because I'm not nearly as fast as you, but I just was following sort of your. What I was trying to say is I get the cube now. I'm starting to see it, like in my brain as I'm going.
Oh, that's cute. Okay, look. Let's see what Ella did here. Very
the
cool.
Other Kaz in the back.
What's that?
Looming over.
It's like he's like jealous of the attention or something.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Which one did I like to draw the most? I mean, so far probably the least stressful one is probably how I would rank it. It's usually Kazuo. He's probably the easiest of them to draw, with the stress level going up exponentially with the others. So Ella, this is very well done. Look at that.
Thank you. That
is so well done. Good job. Look at that. See?
Hey, I'm getting faster. I'm getting better.
You are getting faster. But see, the fastness, I think what I need to show in another Let's Draw is, I think sometimes it's easy to misunderstand me teaching the structure with the cubes to be like, you get very rigid when you draw that way if you don't know what it's for.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you saw how quickly I drew Kazuo here. I didn't need the cubes here. Right? If you want to draw a complicated expression, for example, that one of Hugo, There's a, I'm laughing because there's this particular angle I draw Hugo at that Ella does not like. Like she does not like this. Like she calls him punchable Hugo, and it's usually 3/4 but looking up, like this. Like it's, if I were to draw it over here in the corner, it would be, like this, looking up, like this. It would be this view, where his head is up here and his eyes are up here. She's like, that's punchable Hugo. She cannot stand punchable Hugo. So drawing that is difficult, that angle, because of the jawline. So I usually have to use a cube for something like that. Oh, Boofy, you did another one. Look, that's even. How did you almost draw it exactly? Look, that's Boofy's. That's very well done. Look at that. Oh my God, you could almost map it to mine. Let's see.
If you showed me that one, I would think that it was yours if I didn't know.
Dude, look at that. Look, it almost maps exactly to mine. Did you see? Oh, sorry, you can't see that. Hold on.
Look at it. I can't.
Sorry. Here. Okay, so there's mine, and then if I were to take Boofy's, that's his. So you can kind of see. You see? Isn't that cool?
Wow. Yeah.
But to Boofy's, now you guys need to know that Boofy also is like Kazuo's #1 fan, so he's probably studied every angle at this point of Kazuo, so he knows him, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, I hope you guys had a good time with that. That was fun. I love seeing all your art. Like, this is so cute, seeing all your different styles here. And remember, I'm going to do a better job of teaching about that cube, not to get caught up. Next time, I'm not going to use the cube. We're just going to go to circles, because I just don't want you guys to get caught up with like being so stiff, right?
These are tools in our tool belt, though, you know.
That's right. And I think if you know that, then you can look and diagnose a character and see what's wrong. If your design is not looking right. Like this one right here of Kazuo, you can see this one's following all the proportions, right? You can see the thirds in this one, right? Here's the, you can see a third here, a third here, and a third here, right? You can see the proportions at work. And when the proportions are right, the character looks right. So anyways, you guys did an awesome job. That was a lot of fun. I love seeing everyone's styles. And I love that you guys are brave to show. Sometimes it's hard because we get nervous about showing our work because we're like embarrassed. No, it's like, show it, you know, because that's how we can look at it and say, okay. Like I've seen, even with Ella and with Dante, every time I see your new versions, I see how you guys have improved from your last time of drawing it. And look, this one's stylized. This is actually really cool, you know?
Yeah, it's a little bit of Ella in there, you know, just for the end.
And again, study what you like about other people's drawings. This one, just this shape. I could look at this hair shape all day. Like it's perfectly mounted on this head, and this head is perfectly shaped. Like I can't with that. And then we've got the perfect boxy curvies over here. So a basic exercise, Dante, to answer your question, is I would take your favorite characters that you like, and I would, if you have a program like Photoshop or any of those, you don't have to be Photoshop, it can be whatever. Take that character and like, let me take one really quick. Let's take Edward Elric. I'm going to take his head, like one of what I think of his best drawn heads, and I'm going to dissect it and show you what makes it look good. So I say this is a really good one. This is from the Brotherhood cover. So if we take this Ed, sorry, it's kind of pixelated. This is what I was able to get. But take your favorite characters and start drawing over them, and be like, okay, like let's look at Ed's shape of his head. This is a satisfying design because you can see the skull here, and you can see where the jaw goes. See? And then the position of the eyes, when we do this, is following this contour. And his ear, I guarantee you, is right here. I guarantee you his ear is hiding back here behind his hair, right there on that line. And then here we've got the center line of his head. Here's the little lip thing I do. Right? And then we can find, well, what are his proportions of his eyes? Well, his eyes are about this wide. And based on this design, the distance between his eyes is about pretty much a full eye between the two eyes. So there's a full eye between it. So that's where you place it here. And if you look at it, the proportions of his head, he follows a similar proportions here than I do with Hugo and Marco and Kazuo. They have this kind of thirds. It's like evenly broken up. So I would say, like, take your favorite characters and look how awesome this is, because his hair is just two big Doritos. Like that, right?
Yep.
That's it. That's his. I mean, that's his. So take your favorite characters, break them down this way, and you'll and look at it in terms of proportions. Where are the proportions of the different parts of their head? And that'll help you a lot. So I hope that helped. And maybe someday, Ella, what we'll do is in another stream, I'll just take characters and break them down.
Yeah, that would be fun.
And it would be fun to like get you guys to like submit characters that you want me to break down, and I'll take them and break down their styles. So anyway, that was a good time. Did you guys have a good time? I'm glad.
Yeah,
I loved seeing all your art. That was great. So anyway, well, it was great seeing you guys. I hope you have a great afternoon. Is there another we have a stream tomorrow?
We've got our stream with Mildra, who's like our RPG. He interviewed us for the Flux Fantasy RPG, and then on Wednesday we've got a chill stream, and then we're done for the week because it's a holiday week for us.
That's right. So if you haven't already, go to fluxfandom.com. It's at the bottom of the screen. You can go there and sign up for Discord and join us there. And then we also have our events on there. So you can go check out the events. We have a live stream tomorrow. And yeah, so anyways, it was great seeing you guys. And Ella, thank you for co-hosting as always with me. And thank you guys for being brave and showing your art. So have a great evening and see you guys in the fandom. Bye-bye.